Boom, monkeys. Welcome back to the Crypto Boogie channel. This is actually the second time I've tried recording it for you. Last video I fucking did, man. I went ahead and I was talking into this mic for about 20 minutes, dude. Turns out the damn mic was off, bro. Freaking trash. Now, why am I not live streaming today? Well, fortunately, there's been a lot of people that are live right now. For example, the cats at the DGen Roundtable, along with Almighty. I think that's their special guest today, and we've got DCC streaming in approximately 10-15 minutes. So I was like, yeah, what the hell, man? I'm going to go ahead and freaking do a pre-recorded video. I don't get a lot of these out there. So it's to your benefit, cats. It'll be straight and to the point, so you guys will get the data quick, sweet, and fast, man. As you guys can see, man, what the title says, Bitcoin update. We're going to talk about sGOAT. I'm sure you cats, if you guys have been watching my channel and you got some sGOAT, you know damn well it's ripping to the upside. I think earlier today we did break the value of about $1 or more. We've also got FTM ecosystem charts that I do want to show. And what I'm talking about specifically is beats. I also want to cover the FTM chart. Now, why do I want to talk about beats, even though it's slightly rallying right now? For the reason being that this motherfucker's got a market cap of about 11 million, I think, bro. So the gains you can make on this bad boy, I think a lot of people are overlooking, bro, because Beats is probably going to do really well, man, as Phantom starts pumping up as we approach the freaking that Sonic upgrade we're going to end up getting. Let's move on to the Bitcoin chart, cats. Let's make this pretty damn quick. That way it benefits you and it benefits myself as well. So here we're looking at the Bitcoin chart. Let me see if I can take myself off this freaking screen so you guys can see more of it. Boom. There is the Bitcoin chart, cats. And you guys can tell that our current value is about 70,544. I don't think we'll break below this area of about 60,858, especially since we started a new freaking 60-day cycle. I do think we'll probably end up rallying to the upside unless a black swan event occurs. Current value, we do need to compromise to go into price discovery. We do need to beat this price point of about 73,794. And it does seem that we're somewhat, in a way, oscillating sideways. We're coming up, coming back down, coming up, coming back down, coming up, coming back down. But you can see that the trend is right here at the current value that we're at. And we still have this box down here as a strong area of support, if anything, man. And it does seem we're going to continue this way for a little while. But I think as we approach the Bitcoin halving, which is about less than a week away, we're probably going to rally to the upside. And I'm assuming we'll compromise this area I mentioned earlier. Let's see how we're doing as far as the EMA ribbon goes. On the EMA ribbon, we've got this entire area of support. As you guys can tell, in prior history within the EMA ribbon, you guys could see that we have pierced halfway into the EMA ribbon and we bounced back up. We pierced back into the EMA ribbon and we bounced back up. Now, if you've noticed a little bit of trend, the first piercing we did was when we started our first freaking, or when we started our new cycle, where we ended up dipping to this point of about 60,806. And then we shot up. We pierced a little bit less, but not as deep as the prior one, and we shot up. And you can see that we're piercing again, and that means we'll probably shoot up, and the trend will continue in this fashion, if anything. Let me see if I can draw a trend line. You guys can see that it's coming up in this fashion, man. And you can see that we're setting up this ascending triangle and we're bouncing within the ascending triangle. At least that's the way it looks from the bottom portion of it. So evidently, man, we're probably going to end up compromising this area around May 3rd to about late April, I think. You know what I'm saying? Especially as we approach the Bitcoin halving. Now, there's been incidents before where people freaking dump on your head after the Bitcoin halving does occur because of the Sell the News event. But it's going to be kind of weird, bro, because we've never had an active ETF along with Bitcoin, with the Bitcoin halving. We've never had those two occur at the same side. So my question is, after the Bitcoin halving does happen, do I expect more of TradFi to use that ETF and continue aping into the market while the people within the Bitcoin ecosystem, not the ecosystem, but within the Bitcoin market, will start dumping their coins to try to sell the news? Will that be strong enough to break us below the 60-day cycle? Now, I don't know if I showed you cats this, but let me show it again. We are at about, what day are we on? We're at about day 22 of the 60-day cycle. So do I think we're going to end up breaking to the downside? I don't think we will. But who knows, man? Only time will tell. I am seeing this ascending triangle again. Let me draw it up for you cats if you guys can't really see it, man. I understand some of you guys drive and shit like that, especially I've got some truckers, a lot of truckers freaking that watch my stream, but and you can't really see things, man, through the freaking cell phone. So let me highlight this shit. You can see that we've got this ascending triangle set up, and we're probably gonna end up breaking to the upside, man, if anything. You know what I'm saying? So food for thought. That's the way Bitcoin's looking. Let me set this sucker up on the weekly to see how BTC looks. I think it's this one. Is it that one? There you go. And you can see that this Elliott wave cycle, let me put this bad boy on the weekly. You can see that this Elliott wave cycle is somewhat playing out. It's not the prettiest Elliott wave cycle, but nevertheless, it is an Elliott wave cycle. And I'm sure you cats can see that we started here, went back up here, down this way, up to this way, pulled back, and we're fixing to go into price discovery. So there you go, man. That's what it looks like on the weekly. Things are looking bullish, if anything. So let me pull this sucker back. Let me go back to the red list and bring this sucker back to the daily, because we are going to cover a little bit of the phantom chart, and then we'll hit up sGOAT. So there you go. Let's see phantom. Let's see how the phantom thing is doing. Phantom's current value is at about 97 cents, and earlier today we did go up to about $1.04 here on Binance. You know what I'm saying? And this is on the daily. Let's see what it looks like on the weekly first. Let's see what this bad boy looks like on the weekly. Of course, let me take off all this convoluted shit. You can see that we went up, rallied this way. We got a Giga Chat candle right here. We pulled all the way up over here to a value of about $1.22, and then we ended up pulling back down here to about 77 cents. And it seems that we're printing another badass candle, especially for this week. And let's see how we ended on Sunday. And that's what Phantom looks like at the time being. Areas of resistance and support that I'm seeing on Phantom, historically, I'm not seeing a lot of shit here, man. So if I put this cursor here, you can see that we don't have a lot of data there where we're withholding support to the upside or resistance to the upside. We pretty much don't have a lot of resistance to the upside, at least up over here to what about $1.62. So once we compromise this area here, which we did print, and that value is at $1.22, man, we're probably gonna rip all the way up to freaking all the way up over here, man, to about $1.46 and $1.68, and that is on the weekly. Now let's go back to the daily. Let's see what the daily is entailing, man. Let's turn the sucker back on. So if we look at this shit, you could tell that we're approximately about 6 days into its new 20-day cycle. When could we end up dipping again on Phantom, which would probably be around day 14, here about April 19th, give or take. And that's the day we could end up dipping, or we could end up shooting all the way up over here to about April 26th, which would be day 21. If we activate the EMA ribbon on this sucker, you can see that we still have a shitload of support, and the EMA ribbon is still a little bit spread, which entails that there is going to be volatility bouncing to the upside. And you can see that we dipped into the EMA ribbon on the daily, and we're continuing to the upside as we continue battling to the upside. Now, yes, I do see areas of support and resistance here, especially with these sets of candles. But mind you, these are daily candles, and they're not nearly as strong as weekly candles, if anything. You know what I'm saying? Values at about 98 cents right now. It seems that we are starting to print a green candle. And the Phantom ecosystem's probably going to be pretty damn bullish, if anything, man. So food for thought, monkeys. Food for freaking thought. If we activate our Bollinger Bands on this sucker, you can see that we still have room to travel to this freaking first standard deviation of about $1.13. And then we would have to hit the second standard deviation of about $1.23. So yeah, man, we got plenty of room to run. We got plenty of time to run. I think Phantom's going to do a fabulous job. And that is the data on FTM at the time being, if anything. Now, I know you cats want to know what's going on with sGOAT. And let me set up the equalizer freaking equalizer swap here so you guys can see that too. Go over here, liquidity. And it's not showing shit right there. Whatever. I don't give a shit. All right. All right. Now, let me show you cats the sGOAT chart. And this is currently the sGOAT chart that I'm looking at, guys. Value is at about 88 cents. If you see this massive freaking scam wick that we did get up to to the upside, we actually shot up to $1.87, man. But good luck trying to sell on a freaking wick, dude. Those are really difficult to do, man. I am noticing that we're starting to print a little bit of a cup and handle. People say, well, it disqualifies it because the wick went too high. I'm not going to go ahead and count the wick, bro, because the candle bodies were more what I'm concerned about. And you could see that we did freaking dip down. We are making a little bit of a U pattern, and we are starting to pull back. Now, you guys are probably wondering why I have this blue line here, if anything. Of course, these yellow lines entail areas of resistance we do have, which are these two candles up over here. And then these two candles down here is another area of support that we do have. But why do I have this blue candle here? And the main reason I got that blue line there is because we have this candle here that wicked all the way to the top side. And it went ahead and freaking, I used this blue line to show that area of where we may end up bouncing off of. But you're like, Boogie, you got to have two candles. Yes, I know that. You do got to have two candles to go ahead and draw a freaking trend line, if anything, or a support resistance line. But the reason I drew that up is because it would not surprise me if doggone sGOAT, ended up pulling back to one of these areas here. Let me see if I can get the freaking drawing tool. I should have it prepped. It would end up pulling back down to this area before we rally to the upside and we continue freaking doing pretty damn well. You know what I'm saying? With the sGOAT token. And that's what I'm noticing. That's what I'm seeing happen. It could end up dipping here to about 78 cents before we continue a rally and we compromise this area here of about $1.04, if anything. Now, if you guys look at FGOAT's market cap, we're at about 25 million and the value of the tokens at about 88. When I was streaming, dude, we were close to about I think about 35 cents ballpark where we were at. And I was mentioning that this token is going to do pretty damn good because the GOAT is usually pretty damn busy on his freaking on his Twitter, and he's always trying to freaking work with other people, and he's been talking about giving us airdrops, anything like that. Shout out to my homie Twinkie. Twinkie did fucking bring this to light for me that the GOAT is actually the owner of Toon Plus, which is I think is .bet or something like that, and it's one of the main casinos within the Phantom ecosystem. And right now, we really don't have a lot of tokens within the Phantom ecosystem that are running memes. Of course, the sGOAT meme, the guy's been pretty active, and he has been reaching out to Andre Cronje and stuff like that. He has stated that he does want to give us an airdrop of the Dre token, but he hasn't given us the deets as to how we're going to end up getting that. Now, going back to the charts, before I show you his Twitter page and show you some of the stuff as to how to stake his tokens, I do want to show you this other chart here that I did end up drawing up, and I used it off Deck Screener. It's not this one. Let me get this pulled up for you cats. This one. Here you go. sGOAT. And it's this one right here. Of course, this is the same chart on the daily, but I drew this up. Control Z. And of course, this has not played out, but it would make sense if it did. Because remember, I did say that we were going to pull back a little bit. It would not surprise me if we come back down here to about 66 cents before we go into a wave 3 and then hopefully a 4 and a 5. Of course, this is only assumption that it may end up doing that. I'm not getting this off any data, and I'm not picking up any support resistance. We do have this giant candle on this other chart here of sGOAT, but I'm not saying it's going to end up playing out this way. Now, if I take off this freaking Elliott wave cycle, well, I'm not going to take it off. I'm going to keep it on there. But we ended up hitting the low this day. Day 14, where we may end up dipping on sGOAT completely, will probably be around April 18th. And if we push it all the way out to about day 21, you're talking about April 25th. So food for thought, monkeys. Those are the days we may end up getting a dip on sGOAT before there is another badass buying opportunity for the sucker. I hope you guys got in, man. I was telling everybody about this shit. Shout out to Twinksters as well. Let's see what it looks like on the 4-hour chart. Let me take this sucker off. And you could see Then on the four-hour chart, we're slowly building to the upside. And again, the area we do have to beat is here at about $1.20. And of course, we would also have to beat this area of about $1.48. Aside from that, we don't have a lot of resistance to the upside. And these are 4-hour candles. So there you guys go. Man, that's what it entails, if anything. I'm saying. So let's look at what the Phantom Goat is saying on Twitter. And let me share his Twitter so I can show you cats what the Phantom Goat is talking about. And this is his Twitter page. And recently he's brought up staking, and he's saying staking is live, stake or LP equals an airdrop. And now I don't know if this is going to mean freaking NFTs or if he's talking about doggone the Dre token, if anything, you know what I'm saying? But here is the link for that, and we'll go visit that website momentarily. And he's talking about how it's live, ready to climb the leaderboard. First 20% wallets snag 25% of the total rewards. And then he talks about wallets 21 to 80, grab 20%. Wallets 81 to 200, grab 20% again. Or I'm sorry, first 20 wallets will snag up 25% of the total rewards. First 21 wallets to 80 wallets grab up 20% of the rewards. Wallets 81 to 200 also grab up 20 of the rewards. 20%. Wallets 201 to 1,000 grab up 20% of the rewards, and wallets 1,001 to 8,000 a solid 15. Total airdrop distribution 75 goes to staking sGOAT or GOAT. I don't know why he's calling it GOATs instead of sGOAT. 25% evenly distributed amongst LP providers. Reward will be split amongst participating wallets on each tier. Lock period is about 60 days, and mind you, this is a hard lock. Get those beautiful horns on. Those rewards ASAP. sGOAT to the green pastures. And then it talks about that shit, man. So there you go. I think sGOAT's going to do pretty damn well. Now, people ask me all the time, and mind you, this is not financial advice. Boogie, how should we stake? And let's take it over to his site. Now, this is the Sonic Goat's website, and he talks about the roadmap and everything else. He's giving you freaking connections to all his freaking socials. Of course, his Telegram, Twitter, and then this is his address. You can buy some on Equalizer, the deck screener chart, which is what I showed you, cats. And this tells you how to end up buying. Let's play this video.
Good morning, goats. First, you go to Equalizer, Exchange, Swap, click on Connect, select you wallet, in this case, MetaMask, and follow the prompts for MetaMask. Change equal to sGOAT, click on equal, and search for sGOAT. This is the token. Select it, and then choose the amount of FTM you want to change for sGOAT. Don't forget to leave a few for gas, and then confirm on wallet.
So there you go, cats. He's telling you how to do that shit. And then you can buy it also on MEXC and Bitmart. And then this is his manifesto. sGOAT is a meme launched by the largest Phantom holder, the Phantom Goat, on X to create a fun and increase interest in the Phantom's chain amidst the Solana's meme surge. sGOAT is backed up with over 300 million in personal funds from its founder and trading on Equalizer. Now, of course, the sGOAT or GOAT has not freaking doxed himself yet. He's still keeping Ninja. I did throw him, me and Twinkie did actually throw him an invite on Twitter so he can come on board and do a little stream with us and stuff like that. Hopefully he'll freaking respond back and hop on with us. And he talks about a supply breakdown, 40% of supply to liquidity pools, 37.5 of supply airdrop once a day randomly, 12.5 supply airdrop March 21st, 6 p.m. UTC time, 10% of the supply for listings, devs, and marketing. And there's his pretty much chart graph. And then he goes back and he talks about freaking how to freaking go to his socials. Now, as far as staking goes, let's go to that. Pretty cool website, by the way. And let's go over here. And this is where you could end up staking your sGOAT, and you can end up unstaking your sGOAT. Staked tokens will be locked for 60 days. After the lock period, the tokens can be unstaked. And there's also LPs on this stuff. I'm assuming that he's talking about the LPs on Equalizer, and I'm assuming this will take you over there. Let me see. LPs. It's not taking me over there. But if you look over here on Equalizer, you could see that they're actually paying out pretty damn decent on sGOAT. And you could see that the APR on this sucker is 176%. And I'm assuming that they pay you out on the equalizer freaking in the equalizer token. So food for thought, monkeys. I've always been bullish on this project. I think it's going to do freaking fabulous, man. I am bullish as hell on this project. And I think he's going to end up freaking killing it. Now, going back to how to stake. People are like, Boogie, well, how do you stake? And this is not financial advice by any of the means necessary. That's not what I'm referring to. This is not financial advice at all. This is only for educational purposes. What a lot of people are doing, they're not staking their entire sGOAT. And I know a lot of the cats want to do that. And I promise you, if you end up staking all your sGOAT, bro, the whales are going to end up dumping on your head. So you can do 25% of your bag or 50% of your bag. That's what I would stick to. Some cats that have a large allocation in freaking sGOAT, I would do maybe 10%. So I'm thinking somewhere around the realm of about 30% of what I have. I'm saying stake it out. Now, mind you, cats, please use a condom wallet. I understand he seems like a pretty reliable person, but nevertheless, you do not want to take your risks with crypto. This is the Wild West still. So cross your T's, dot your I's, man. So that's what I would do when it comes to staking for myself. Food for thought, monkeys. Now that we've covered the sGOAT, let's move on to another token, which I think is going to do pretty damn fabulous. And this, you could say, this is a little bit of a bonus that I'm talking about, and that's Beats or Beethoven X. Current value is at about 4 cents and 92% of a penny. Now, if you look at the or if you look at the market cap on it, dude, market cap's only 9 million, son. That is freaking bullish, dude. 9 million is extremely low. I think fame on freaking the Pulse Chain ecosystem is like doggone 11 or 12, bro. So this is at an extremely good value, bro. If you guys want to get Beethoven X, and you can go over to their website, it's beats.fi. But let's look at the chart. And mind you, this is CoinGecko. Let's check out the chart. Let's see what the chart is entailing, man. And then we'll call it a day, monkeys. And I hate using freaking CoinTrader charts.CoinTrader Pro. And this is what I got on freaking Beats. Yes, it's been going to the upside, if anything. I'm saying, yes, it's been rallying. But the overall on Beats, if we go to the weekly, you could see that the high on it, man, was approximately what? About $1.37, give or take. If I'm looking at the correct chart, you know what I'm saying? And this is what it's looking like on the weekly, man. So you could see we ended up freaking dipping down this way. We shot to the upside. We dipped a little bit, and it looks like we're going to start going back to the upside. And mind you, this freaking Fibonacci retracement thing, I got it set up for the daily. I just wanted to show you what the chart looks like on the weekly. Areas of resistance that we do need to compromise on the weekly in the immediate time frame would be here about 7 cents and 11% of a penny, and about 8 cents and 46 of a penny. And then we would have to beat this area of about 9 cents and 68% of a penny. And the battle goes on. But once we beat this area here of about 14 cents and 97% of a penny, bro, we can rally to the upside with little to no resistance. Of course, we do have some conglomerate of candles here on the weekly, but I don't think it's going to be very difficult to beat, man. I think Beats is going to do pretty damn well. Now, I do know that they did take some of their liquidity over to freaking, was it Optimism? I think they went over to Optimism, but with everything that's going on with Phantom, we'll probably see more liquidity come back to the Phantom ecosystem. And mind you, I still think it's very bullish on the Phantom side, if anything. You know what I'm saying? Again, current value is at about 4 pennies and 96% of a penny. And it does seem that we are at about, what day are we on, man? We're barely at about day 6 of its 20-day cycle. So the next day we could end up getting a dip here is April 19th, which would be day 14, or maybe here on April 26th. Now, if I activate my moving averages, the 200, the 100, and the 50, they're all below the current value right now. The closest being the 50 moving average, which is slightly under the current value we are at now. And it kind of lines up a little bit with that Fibonacci point that we do have here of about 0.5. Even though if we put this up here, it'll put us at about, what, 0.5. It'll put us at about 4 pennies and 30% of a penny. So we could end up coming back down there, or this could end up pushing to the upside and moving the rest of the token to the upside. I am bullish on beats. Let's activate the Bollinger Bands. We'd still have room to travel to the upside, at least to the second standard deviation of about 6 cents. So food for thought, monkeys. I think this token is going to do pretty damn well. Take advantage of it while you can. Mind you, this is not financial advice, and I just wanted to show you that, cats. Those are the deets I wanted to show you. I hope you guys like the data I've been dropping. Take advantage of it. Mind you, this is for educational purposes only. So I want you guys to kill it, man. And that pretty much covers it for today, fools. Catch you guys on the flip side.